Hey everybody, before we get started, I wanted to just preference this a little bit with my usual spiel, but a little bit different than normal because I am still Alec, this is still Bento Radio, but it's going to be a lot different today because today I'm actually doing an interview, this week I'm actually doing an interview with a artist who I've followed for a long time, and we've known each other going back and forth for a while, but I finally walked up to her booth in Artist Alley probably about a month ago or so at Anime NYC, and I said, hey, do you want to do an interview? And she said, sure. And it took a little while to set up. It took a little while of like wires getting crossed and us all getting various levels of sick and rescheduling, the usual blah, 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 blah. But we sat down, I want to say last Thursday, actually, and did the interview. And so her name is Jessica Luna, slash, also known as, _, eat slugs. We get into the naming and all that stuff in the interview, so you can listen to that to explain that. But you can also go find the interview, of course, on the site behind me. If you don't know what that site is linked in the description of every podcast, of every audio version of the podcast, and on the YouTube page for the podcast proper, so you can head on over from this video to the YouTube page and click that link to see a full little write-up with this video, and also a link to specifically Jessica's website where you can check out more of her stuff. Since this interview was recorded, I found out that she's actually, before this interview was recorded, but she asked me if I was going to be there. I'm not sure I am, so sorry in advance, Jess. She will also be tabling at New York Comic Con, so if you really like her stuff and you're going to New York Comic Con, definitely check out the Artist Alley or whatever arrangement they've got going on at New York Comic Con. I've never been, so I don't quite know. And, throw some of your hard-earned money. Believe me, she's earned it. But on that note, definitely check out this interview. I hope you like it. And now, without further ado, here is my interview with Jessica Luna. So, for a lot of you, this is probably your first time seeing my face. I'm sorry. For my partner here in crime, I actually use a VTuber avatar to do this every week because I'm terrible at staring at the camera. I have the camera inappropriately placed, so it looks like I'm looking at you, but I'm not. And for those of you listening, the person I'm talking to is who I'm interviewing today for the podcast. I'm going to probably screw this up. She goes by Jessica Luna. Also,
Hi.
eat slugs. I have questions about that, but we'll get to that. So, tell everybody about yourself.
Well, thanks for having me, first of all. It's good to see you again. Well, let's just say I'm Jessica Luna. I only go by Eat Slugs for username purposes because it's all over my merch now, so I can't really change it. But that would be a mess. But I did switch to my name, which is actually Jessica Luna. I'm an artist from Italy. I live in the US right now, and I've been starting to draw around 2018 as a self-taught artist.
Okay.
Become an artist one day, and today we're here. So thank you again for having me. I'm really excited.
No, sure. Thank you so much I followed you for a while, and I actually think I screwed up the first time I went to Anime NYC consistently, and I mapped out all my artists. And then I totally didn't go to your booth. I totally forgot.
What year was that?
It must have been 2019. And I think I screwed up because I mapped it all out, but I only had one day, and I went, and then I think I was on the train back to my house. I was like, I totally skipped a bunch of boosters. I'm an idiot.
Oh no. Well, it wasn't me though. I wasn't here yet, so you're good.
Then I'm probably thinking somebody else. But
Yeah.
so I wanted to actually ask you about the Jessica Luna Eat Slugs
Mhm.
thing because I noticed that you switched a while ago. What,
Mhm.
first off, I gotta know, where did Eat Slugs come from and why did you switch?
So you have to know my Instagram account was originally just a personal account. If I
Okay.
post, it's all like my dog from 8 years ago. It was a personal account that I just named Eat Slugs after a Harry Potter spell
Okay.
that makes you vomit slugs. So I
Okay.
actually get a lot of questions all the time. Oh, do you really eat slugs? It's not me, it's you. I'm casting the spell on you. You're gonna eat the slugs.
Okay. Okay.
Like a funny thing, but the reason why I switched to Jessica Luna, it felt like it was not a good idea to support the franchise anymore.
I was about to say, like, that
Yeah,
risky
exactly.
callback right now.
But at the end of the day, Eat Slugs can just be a word. So I just
Yeah.
left it as my username just because it's all over my business cards, all over my merch. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to slowly transition to my real name so that I
Yeah.
don't have to support a franchise that I don't align with anymore. Yeah, the story it's still funny
As
because I
someone
get
who
asked
had
a
to
lot.
switch to their full name for college like purposes in high school, I totally get that. Like at some point you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I have to do this now or never
Yeah, that's
get
the thing.
bad."
Did not sound professional. Like I want to pitch myself to a gallery and like, name is Eat Slugs. I was like, okay, let's tone it down.
I would bet that that would be okay. Like they'd be like, "Okay, it's fine."
I think so.
Questions yet. Now, the next thing I want to ask you is this your full-time thing? Is this like you do as like your only job kind of thing? This is the way you
It's what I say, it's made out of multiple of income if you want to put it that way.
Yeah,
Like
and that makes total sense. Yep.
me being an Instagram artist, let's say, it's just how I started out. And then like years and stuff, I shifted toward clients' job more than just like on social media and being active on social media. But overall, yeah, drawing is become my job, which was ultimately my biggest dream. So I'm really glad that I
Okay,
get.
so like living the Nana dream of like the art to feed yourself kind of thing.
Yeah, trying to like work, but it's a good start.
That's great. I was always very afraid of that. The reason I stopped being an animator and started being a graphic designer in college because I'm like not sleeping at my desk. I also like being
Yeah,
able to afford things.
it's
Hilarious thing is I
unpredictable.
don't even like I not what I do for my day job even anymore now. Like I still do something creative, but like not graphic design. I did that for years though.
Yeah,
But
no, it's a
um
tough risk.
now I wanted to ask you just because I know a lot of and actually you will give you a minute to stand on a soapbox here, but a couple days ago you posted on threads about people not paying their helpers really like a living wage. And
Mhm.
I've already set to ask this question of what does running a table look like for you? Because I know a lot of creators, they put those numbers out, which obviously gave you receipts to just throw shade at a bunch of people, I'm sure.
Oh, well, I wasn't like, didn't mean to throw shade, but like wanted to like the message, appreciate your helper because at Anime NYC, I would have been lost without my helpers. I got sick one day, I couldn't come in. So like really want the people that take the time off work to be with me and the time of their day or even their weekend to be like I'm actually like compensating them. And then one day it just get all these videos on Instagram or artists be like, here's the breakdown of how much I made at Anime NYC. And I saw like big numbers. I'm like, wow, this person is doing great. And then when it comes to like the helper, it was so little money that I'm like, oh my God, like it's like not a contest. Maybe they only work 3 hours. So like that changes depending on case to case.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, like appreciate your helpers. Like also thanks to them if you're able to do so well. Like it's awesome that you do so well. But it wasn't like shade. It was more like, hey, helpers are,
Essential part of it. No,
yeah,
I think
really.
all the times I've seen you over three anime ones now, you've had the same helper every time. And
Yeah,
a
my
couple
friends like
times
that.
I've shown up and you were just not there. And
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
no, it's fine. Like, you're out to go get lunch. One of the
Well,
very
the only time I leave the table is to go to the restroom, and there's like a 40-minute long line at the women's
Well, yeah,
restroom.
the
So
single
yeah.
best parts about being press, for me at least, I've
Mhm.
said this out loud, so it's not a secret to the anime NYC people, is they give you a press room. So I can disappear
Yeah.
entirely off the show floor and just go
Oh,
sit
that's
down,
awesome.
get a
You get
drink
to
of
like
water.
little.
There's a bathroom back there. It's great.
That's awesome. Yeah. Should be one for
And like it
us.
makes it such a different experience than I'm sure even going at as an artist alley booth, because
Mhm.
art alley booths, for people who don't know or don't go to cons very often, are like, I don't want to call you guys the bottom rung of the booth ladder, but you're not very high up on the booth hierarchy. Like, you're not sitting
Yeah.
there with like the Crunchyroll booth and you are not like on the same level.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But I guess I reiterate my question. Like, you don't have to share. I want to be clear. What does
Oh,
it look like? What does like the financial breakdown look like on a typical artist alley booth for you?
that was actually interesting because of this whole thing where I was getting videos of other people's breakdown. I was able to like kind of how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Doesn't like super awesome for me in terms of comparison, but I think being an artist that doesn't sell fan art and only sells original characters, I think I'm doing pretty well.
But I like you because of that. I tend to like a
Like,
lot of fan art stuff because I'm like, I draw in my personal time. You can probably go on my Instagram and see my drawings. I don't post
mhm,
very often because it's not what I'm about, because I don't
mhm.
want to monetize that hobby. I've never wanted to. I always think of my drawing as like a sickness rather than
Disgusting.
like a do it almost absent-mindedly, as if I'm like, I can draw myself friends.
That's so funny. That's what it is.
Um, but I'm also like, I'm a trained illustrator and cartoonist and animator, so like actually legitimately doing it, and I can like looked at your work, I've looked at other people's work, and I'm like, I can do that. Let's attempt this.
We all think, right?
It's a really bad way to think, because like you look at stuff in museums, and you're like, no, I'm capable of that. Let's go.
But that's could be a motivator for you to like serious about it. So that it's
Yeah,
always
no.
something.
I just like I said in our like chat thing, I made a very consistent effort to be like, no, I want to not sleep at my desk. I want to not be an animator or a cartoonist.
I support that do stay a lot of our desk. You are right about that.
Oh, I'm sure. I've no doubt.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Back to what I was saying, so I can actually answer your question. Sorry for the detour. It's terms of what I do. I make good money for what I make. It's honestly, it's easier to sell merch if you like the popular anime of the moment or like the super famous characters.
Yeah.
But I do notice that people appreciate a lot when they find my booth. I always get told, "Is this all your original art? Like, this your original characters?" And I'm like, they look happy, they're excited to support. So maybe I won't be making like K or 20K like most artists that make a lot
Because
of
you're
money
not
from my
selling like
booth.
dojo pictures.
I'm not, I can't even give you a number because it always changes. There's like
No, I totally get that.
maybe like a few hundred in profit, and conventions like Anime NYC, maybe I'm closer to like the 4 or 5K, which
Yeah.
is like a lot compared to others, but I think it's a lot for what I do. So I'm actually happy about that.
Well, that's good. And I actually wrote these questions. I finished these questions, and before I sent them to you. You
Mhm.
posted that drawing you did of um from a Surreal Experiments Lane. I feel like she's reading my mind and trying to mess with me, because I just wrote a question of like, you don't do fan art now very often, and then like I wrote those questions even since I sent them to you. You posted 2 fan art things. I'm like, put me in the dirt.
It's rare. I do it, but it's really rare. You're right about that.
What made that decision for you? I'm just curious because, like you said, it's a little bit of leaving money on the table sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Started like before art was my job. It's not like a decision that I made, like, oh, I'm only gonna make original characters. I don't want to do fan art.
Yeah.
Still like characters or shows that I drew a lot of fan art from Urusei Yatsura, or like made a few caricature Sakura, but it just doesn't come out naturally to me. I would rather like help with my own character, like, oh, how can I make the hair? What can I put in her hair?
Yeah, no,
Design an outfit.
part of the reason why I have never, and actually I wanted to ask you about this, but part of the reason I have never done a full-on comic book, or I kind of want to go into animation, just like my brain doesn't do repeating characters very well. Like I don't not great at drawing the same character multiple times. It just doesn't, that's not how it comes out of me.
No,
But
that's fair.
is that something that you would be interested in? Like not necessarily in animation. That's like you like to stop sleeping. But if you like to do some sort of like project or something like that, or are you happy with just illustration?
Been tackling art, which I enjoyed doing.
Okay.
I think maybe a full comic. I always had an idea for my own, but I just not. I'm more illustration oriented. So if I have to draw characters, maybe like art is something that I found out I like doing. I think because you not even I don't know how to put this, but I feel like other people do such a good job at drawing fan art. Like all these crazy Pokemon artists that draw like those beautiful sceneries of Pokemon, and they're like creative. I look at that and I'm like, I don't feel like I want to do that. I feel like I'm so perfectly happy looking at this.
Yeah,
Or
no, I
like,
totally agree. Like very often I'm like I want to see my stuff less than I want to see, say, yours or another artist.
yeah,
Like make my stuff. It's fine.
yeah.
It comes out of me and I put it like I pour it into an iPad and I move on.
Yeah, no, exactly. Or you just enjoy like I love Sailor Moon. I just enjoy it so much as is. I don't feel like I have to make my own version.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't have the drive to make fan art, but I don't hate it. I don't exclude it on purpose. It's just naturally I want to design my own characters a lot more.
That makes total sense to me.
Mhm.
Did you go to art school, by the way?
I did not go to art school. I went to graphic design school, which did have
That
a
makes a
drawing
lot of
class.
sense. That makes an upsetting amount of sense now. Oh my God.
Well, I decided to go to graphic school because I was a teenager. I was chronically online. I was like on forums and blogs coding my own graphic or like Photoshop. So I was like, okay, something that I'm already good at that I can go to school for so I don't have to work as hard. And that was graphic design.
That was along the line. Like I have been kicking around, and I've probably said that I definitely typed this number in the internet at some point. Have been kicking around as a like otaku since I was 9.
Yeah, that's
I
amazing.
kind of took to drawing because I'm physically disabled. You probably can't see it from like the shoulder up, but
Mhm.
like I was never gonna be a sports kid. Like it's not in the cards for me. But
Yeah.
what was in the card for me was like describe it to people as being a like an Olympic athlete in training, but for art. Like I went to all the like art programs and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Really focusing first on cartooning and then ultimately on animation. And like I got as far as my first semester of college as an animation student.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And a combination of the animation professor being a real grade A weirdo and jerk.
Oh no. Why is that
And
always the story with everyone?
he was a unique one though. Like he there were some imbalances there. But um also just sat there and I like the animation industry and I looked at what I knew about the animation industry because I grew up in a like creative household, so I like heard to look all this stuff up and like given free reign to get access to that information. I was like, once again, I don't want to sleep at my desk. I want to make more than like wages. I want to like not stare at a screen quite so much in the future. And
Mhm.
that informed me to like over in my second semester to graphic design, and I was a freelance
Oh,
graphic
so you did
designer
graphic design as
for
well.
most of a decade before I do what I do now, which is entirely unrelated and a completely different.
Wow.
Um,
Awesome.
but I get that, and by the time I was in school, I don't know if this was true of you. Basically, everybody was like, "Yeah, I can major in fine art and I can do all this stuff, but you should
Mhm.
really minor at least in graphic design because that's like you go to make money and make a living."
Oh yeah, I think we were about the same age because that's exactly what I was hearing at the time. It was like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
that's
Like, I
gonna
remember
be
this
the next.
coming out of my very fun but also very weird fine arts roommate, and he was trying to like major. I'm like, that's rough.
Wow. Yeah.
So I just kept wondering myself, like, did he go to art school? It seems awfully good for somebody who
No.
hasn't had formal training.
You did have art classes, but
Yeah,
it was, you know, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't really teaching you anything. It was just, okay, time to draw, which was fun. It was my favorite class. But
yeah,
in terms of like fundamentals and everything you need to make art, we really weren't taught that much.
yeah. How focused are you on making art that sells? Like, do you have an idea of like you're making a piece, do you know that it will sell, or do you just kind of what you love and hoping it works out kind of thing?
Um, Depends. So, thinking there's a series in particular that it's my Lunar New Year series that was born specifically to be merch to sell.
Yeah,
Outside of that, I'm mostly like, I'm gonna draw what I like and then I'm just gonna turn it into as many things as I can. And it's always
yeah,
kind of a gamble. You never really know what's gonna sell. The one piece that I think is gonna be a banger, everybody's gonna want it,
yeah.
is sold print. So it's like I never
I
predicted
love
really.
the girl with the helmet and the horns. I actually put the sticker that I
Oh,
bought from you on my water bottle. It's just next to my
oh
bed.
my God, thank you. Yeah, that was one example of art that we made specifically for merch and then it
Yeah.
didn't end up doing well. I'm like, oh, okay. It's just random at
Like,
times.
okay, but I love this. I'm making stickers. No one can technically stop me.
So maybe I will consider making an artwork on a square canvas just in case I like it so much I want to make it a print.
Yeah.
But it's just never specifically plan it so that it can look appealing for sale. It's usually just whatever I like.
What because you posted about this. What makes the decision for you whether you do something traditionally or digitally?
Mm, depends. Sometimes I just want to be off the screen. So
I
like I
got.
have, yeah, exactly. I have some eye dryness. I worked all day and then I want to draw something, but I don't want to still be on the screen after like all the hours. So it really just depends also for what the artwork is gonna be for.
Yeah.
If I it's a piece for a gallery, like of course not even question, it's gonna be traditional. But then I also like to take the traditional piece and make it digital. Either I'll redraw it entirely digitally
Yeah,
or I will.
I've done digital pieces and done like projections and like made
Yeah.
physical, which I thought was really interesting and cool.
It's
I
just
don't
that I
have the
really
space
like
or
both.
tolerance for that, but that's neat.
I enjoy the both mediums really equally, although I'm more comfortable drawing digitally because that's how I learned. But I
Okay,
really
yeah.
coloring traditionally. It's a whole vibe. So sometimes I just want to do both. But it
I
really depends.
I love coloring digitally. It's like probably the thing I'm best at.
Yeah, that too. I love sketching digitally. That's my favorite part.
The what? Sketching
Sketching
digitally?
digitally, that's my favorite. Sometimes I just leave it at a sketch and then that's when it doesn't become a print or anything.
I sketch like an animator and that like I in three different colors. So I sketched the body in blue, the hair in purple, and the clothes
Mhm.
in red,
Oh wow,
all
yeah,
in different layers.
that's great. It's like a Genga with all the
Yeah,
little.
it's a habit I picked up from animating that I never let go quite.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
I'm
I,
sorry. Could we pause 1 second? It's getting really hot. I want to turn the fan on.
oh yeah, sure. My AC on. Okay, so social media, I think like a year or two ago, maybe only a year ago, you went through a real arc and a lot of artists went through this arc actually on Instagram specifically. We were like, nobody's seeing my stuff. It's driving me nuts. And then I deeply remember you being like, I've decided I don't care.
Yeah,
And I remember being like, good for you. I still care about me, but I'm an idiot.
it's like you. At some point, I didn't get a choice. Like I everything. Okay, so that's feel like a year ago. For me, it actually started in 2021. So it's been 4 years of Instagram just deciding to not show my stuff to anybody anymore.
Yeah, that's happening across the board. It wasn't just you, by the way.
Yeah, it's getting real bad. And in the beginning, a few of my mutuals were noticing the same decline. Like people would just not see. So I tried everything. I tried posting every day with the hashtags. When it switched to video, I was making videos every day. Nothing worked. So I just got to a point where I'm like, you know what, this is a lot of effort for the same result as before. I'm just gonna do whatever I want.
I remember you being like, good for you. This seems like a good mental choice.
I was exhausted. I'm like, this is not worth the time and the effort. Like, I'm so happy for the people that this works for. Clearly, it's not for me, and Instagram is not in my favor right now. So I'm just gonna deal with it.
Now, before I ask this, just know you can totally say, I can't talk about this. Shut it down completely. You've done brand deals with like tablets, with recently Clip Studio Paint. What does that look like? When did you start getting those? All of that stuff. I'm just curious.
So I was surprised as well because my Instagram being so low reach, I didn't think anybody would like find it or even want to work with me.
Yeah.
But really helped is I made my own website. I think last year, maybe a year and a half ago. Um, Spent a lot of time making it look nice, putting everything there, and that's where they reach out from. So I think they've been found in my website, which is great because I didn't think it would actually work. But in as much from social media, but I was really happy I work with XP Pen.
I mean, I'm happy for you. Like someone's getting money and like free. This seems like it rules.
But I'm really picky about what I work with. Is another big one that I was so excited about because I love Copic products.
Oh yeah, I remember now that you did a Copic, like a whole thing.
Yeah. So I've been getting offers to collab from brands that I actually really like. When doesn't happen, and maybe it's brands that I don't really know or that I have to spend a lot of time trying before I can even.
And I get those all the time. I'm like, huh?
And then some people reach out and like, can we send you ours? Like, why? I'm not even related to anything sporty
So
at all.
I'm committing to not driving myself insane and not doing Inktober this year because I've done it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't need that in my life right now. I'll happily watch everybody else bend over backwards do it, but I just don't feel like I need to do it. But a couple of years ago, doing like one ink thing, I drew, I think one of the prompts was yoga, and I drew just a girl in yoga clothes. And that happened to me. A sports brand found me and was like, do you want yoga clothes? I'm like, why?
Wait, that makes sense though. They probably just
like,
went with you.
it just happened. I'm like, oh, this makes sense. But I was also like, why? But
Yeah.
I still occasionally like the tone of like the messages in Instagram is wild. I'm sure on your side as it is mine.
Oh
I
yeah.
get like these fly by night like anime brands
Oh yeah.
that pop in and disappear 6 months later. The most hilarious being, as I said yes to one just for shits and giggles, and they said, okay, you yes, here, we're not going to charge you anything. Use this code, and even the shipping will be free. Go pick 3 random things to like have to you and talk about them at some point. I'm like, okay. Pink socks with pineapples on them.
Oh, that's great.
A like fuzzy bucket hat that's like cow themed, like pink and brown and white cow,
Oh
with like the horns, and like I still have them somewhere. A little plushy unicorn keychain. I picked the girliest thing.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
like the really pretty good. I still have the hat and the socks. Some of my favorite socks. But like when I went to like say like I'm ready to like record the stuff, they were already gone, as if they never existed.
Oh, really? Maybe it got shut down.
Yeah, and you can kind of see, although less than it used to be in anime in particular. There's so many anime streetwear brands, like an amount of them. So it's
a lot
gotta
of
be.
them are also drop shippers too, so it's not
Also what?
a lot of them are drop shippers, so like you see.
Yeah, so like it's like the tripper vibe of just like this didn't work out. We're gonna shut this all down and go away.
Yeah, it to me like they got a cease and desist and they had to fly the country or something.
Yeah. Speaking of like anime brand, how did you come to work with Sukaban? Because I know you do a lot of work with them.
Yeah, well, Honor is my husband, but that's not how it.
Oh, okay. So at the actual industry I work in with my day job, like there's a brand like that where like a big furniture brand that people have heard of is just the husband of a smaller furniture brand that is also definitely carried on their site.
Yeah, but like now we're married, we live together, but it didn't start out like that. I was 2019, I was still living in Italy.
Okay.
And my plan for the future was save up to go study in Japan. So I was supposed to do 6 months there as a student, and then I wanted to, the artist, like try and
Yep.
see if there could be a future for me
Do
there.
do the
Uh,
thing in the country. I get it. Yeah.
yeah, 2020 happened. So clearly
Oh,
my plan
fun. No much fun.
Yeah, and before that, during the whole preparation of me going to Japan, one of my favorite artists ever and dear friend, Ilya Kushinov, put out a t-shirt.
Okay, yeah.
Brave t-shirt, I don't know if you're familiar, if you remember that.
Yep.
Sorry?
Yep. Vaguely I do remember it, yeah.
Yeah, right there. I'm not sure. And it was a t-shirt with Sukaban NYC that I've never heard of before. But because it was so exciting that Ilya put out a t-shirt, like I don't think he ever did merch before, so I was like, I
Okay.
want to buy this. I bought it and then I left a comment, oh my god, this is so great. And Ilya responded, oh, you guys should work together. Because Sukaban was following me and I didn't know about them. I just found out in that moment. And I was like, this is funny because a lot of people reached out to me to make t-shirts and apparel, and I always ghosted them. I'm like, I don't even
want to deal with this.
Yeah,
I got that, yeah.
Exactly, I was not interested. But because Sukaman was recommended by my favorite artist, I was like,
Yep.
I'm gonna give them a chance. Maybe I'll do a t-shirt. Like, this is nice. I can totally trust them because I've seen them working with people that I like. And yeah, and that was kept because there was a pandemic. We just kept working on stuff because I was home. I was bored. I had so much
It was
to
thing
draw.
to do when we were all getting free money. Like,
Exactly. It was fun. I never did merch on that scale before, so it
yeah.
was really interesting to see the process and everything. And then eventually we just like became close friends, and with the years, now I'm here
Yep.
and I'm married to him.
The way the relationships happen, I completely get it.
Yeah. So shout out to Ilya for being our Cupid.
What do you say?
Shout out to
Yep.
Ilya for being our Cupid.
No, I want to ask you a question because I remember you posting a bunch of fun little drawings and me being like, these would make great pins. And you're like, I don't think they're possible with pins. And then I like sent you pins. And a while ago on Threads, I posted a couple characters. I'm like, you think about making enamel pins. And you're like,
Oh yeah.
I think that's possible. I'm like, haha. You had an enamel pen when I saw you at A, how'd that sell? B, what's the process of like coming up with that and what are the constraints? I just don't know anything about it.
With the pin?
Yeah.
Well, if you're the one that recommended I do pins, I probably did it because of you. Like I was like, okay, I'll take
I remember
this.
you being like, I don't know if that's possible. And then I sent you the pins from another I really like and followed for years. The behind Akira Heroes, and you're like, beautiful.
Yeah, no, because I remember somebody made this suggestion, and I was like, maybe I will make a pin. And that was I think I have it somewhere there, but that was like a old drawing that I made in 2015, like before we started my art career or anything. And I just came up with this cute little like pumpkin girl that like wants to be scary, but is just too cute to be scary. So I was like, that just so cute, and I still remember it. That I want to turn it into something. So I redrew it a little bit clearly, but it made a really cute pin, and then I made like a sticker sheet with it.
Well, that's great. But did you sell any or like did it go anywhere? I'm just curious.
It's selling over time. I know it wasn't like a big first. I thought for pins, I don't know if I'm correct. I'm assuming, but it's either you're fully dedicated to pins and like your booth at a convention is pins.
Oh yeah, there's like character booths. I mean, I weirdly because and I always make this mistake. I never plan it right because I don't want people to sell out of stuff, but I also don't want to be carrying around just like rolls of paper or flat paper, which is the worst. Like walking to a convention center waving a poster like a flag. It's disrespectful in my mind. So like I have to like run a gamble of like, do I buy something now and maybe, or do I wait till the end when they have nothing left?
That's true. You never know. But when it's a little tiny thing like a pin.
Yeah, and like a case of pins now because that's like what I've decided it's the thing I can get away with. That's also why I buy stickers and keychains from you every year now.
Yeah, no, right? Yeah, the keychain too. Those are things that like I don't specialize in,
Yeah.
so people don't find me for my pins, which makes sense that it sells really slowly. But if I were to only make pins, I'm sure that would be a totally different conversation. It's just not my specialty.
No, I wonder because I remember being like, this is possible, like they this
Oh,
detail.
yeah, it was a good idea. Thank you.
No, I'm not trying to take credit for it. I just was like,
No,
oh,
I'm
she
giving
actually
you
did it.
credit.
I feel like I should take responsibility if it doesn't go well for her because these things seem like a pain in the ass.
No, it was
Um,
I really liked doing it. It was kind of an easy process. I thought it was much harder to plan on like how do you do the border with the metal, how do
yeah.
you make it compatible with an artwork. But it was pretty straightforward. So I do pins again in the future. It was really nice.
So I want to ask you about Plankton Sabrina Carpenter because I want to know if that pisses you off a little, honestly, because it did so.
You can ask me about it. It does not piss me off.
No, it's just like I like because I love your original work
Thank you.
and I've always followed you for that. But like I'm posting like here's the Carpenter as Plankton, I don't know. And it just I remember seeing the view count on that and being like, oh, that's a lot.
Um,
That like escape
yeah,
velocity.
it was like I don't make a lot of like meme or like
Yeah.
funny. I understand why you were like maybe to see what is she okay? But that was funny because my husband always does a thing. When I ask him for advice, maybe I'm like art blocked, I can't think of a new idea. I go to him and he's like, oh yeah, you should draw like something like Nathan Fielder as a giant robot or like whatever. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
But he has these crazy ideas and I can never tell if he's serious or if he's joking. So one time I was making an impression of him to him, and I'm like, oh, what should I do? Actually, never mind. You're just gonna tell me to draw Sabrina Carpenter as Plankton. And then he started laughing. I'm like, wait, that's amazing. You need to draw that. Like, oh,
Yeah,
no.
so I'm sure this is as weird for you as it has been for everybody who've watched anime for a certain period of time. Like the Musume explosion is like we've been about the horse girls for like a but like back when I'm like I should use my skills for evil every once in a while. I just started making Uma Musume memes out of nowhere because like I don't half watch the show. I'm like this is so weird.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I heard of it.
And now like fast forward 2025 and like my most normal friends are like, hey, you heard about the horse girl game? I'm like, what?
Yeah, we have friends who talk about that a lot.
How weird. Because like I'm just around other people. I'm like, bounce a horse? There's so many other things that you have to get through to get to that. What's happening? But
It's definitely
what
interesting.
is it's like a two-part thing. What obviously you draw inspiration from Ranma, from of anime, Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura, that kind of stuff. What other stuff do you kind of already mentioned the Forbidden Zone of Harry Potter, but not all of
Um,
that is cursed.
yeah, no, that was never really an inspiration for my art though. That's just
Yeah,
something I grew up with that I enjoyed.
it's something
Um,
we all grew up with.
yeah. But I think it had an influence in my art specifically. Well, maybe like the themes of magic. Like I
Yeah,
always had the theme of magic is like still what in me the most, but not like specifically Harry Potter. I was more into, like you said, magical anime.
yep,
'Cause that's what was really popular in Italy, I assume here as well. Growing up, it
yeah.
was like all the magical girls and it was
Oh
like
no,
so
I
colorful.
watched both. You could catch me watching Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon on the same day.
Yeah, no. So it's like, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a witch. I want to have magical powers. And it's clearly you grow up and realize you can't do that, but there's ways in which you can do it. Like making art, it's its own kind of magic at the end of the day. So that's something I always draw inspiration from. And then I think a lot of it is also, I'm not like into fashion itself, but the concept of like fashion, like I so many doll makers like dress up games.
Yep.
Like I just love together all the hair and the accessories and the little outfits. I feel like that's still a big part of how I like to make art.
Yeah.
And I also I have you heard of Infinity Nikki?
Heard of what?
Infinity Nikki is like this one PC game.
yes, I look at that. I'm like that. I want to break my inner fashionista. I just need to pick a paycheck to
Oh,
sacrifice to it.
yeah, no, not in like the gacha aspect, couldn't care less, but the like
No,
it's
just I want a pretty princess and wander the world.
yeah. But the thing is, you are a stylist and you make your outfits and you have magical powers. So when it came out last year, and I'm like, I can finally made a game that feels like exactly what I want to. So that's been lately a big inspiration for me.
There's a full-on fashion game for. I'm
Yeah,
playing on Switch, by chance.
I'm playing on PC. Yeah,
Do you have access to a Switch at all?
I do have a Switch. Yes.
Okay, there's a full. I forget what it's called, but there's a full-on fashion game.
Is it Style Boutique?
Is it what?
I think the Italian title was Style Boutique, well, English, but I don't know if it was
Style
the
Boutique,
same
I think is
Style
what it's
Boutique,
called.
yeah. I love that game.
I played it for like incessantly for a month, and then it like vanished from my.
No, that was so. I've always been into like fashion games, like that's still part of my art. Like I love to make a little outfit. I love to draw inspiration from the outfits that I make in Infinity Nikki. Then I want to draw them because I made that and I'm so proud of it and I want to draw it. So yeah, that's the latest that I came into.
Other than the obvious, like reviving all the good like shoujo girlies lately, like Earth has a running thing that I'm pretty sure I know you're watching.
Wait, which one?
The one that's in 2021.
What is it called?
There's a new Earth that's been a revamp thing. Do you not know?
Literally yesterday. Yes, sorry.
Yeah. I'm like, am I about to
love it's me. I'm like, I was lost right now.
No, I got it.
Good.
And there's a new, I think like the new season coming out in like October. The like part of the first season coming out in October. Is there any like current stuff that you're really liking that like you watch off every week, that kind of stuff?
I watch a lot of just this going on. I've just finished watching Dan Da Dan. That was really nice. Okay. Have you watched Dan Da Dan?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's
really good.
The music composer training thing is a lot. I'm thinking I'm just gonna skip those 2 episodes. Just like this is standard shonen training arc. I don't need it. It's not what I need out of the show.
But yeah, that was tend to like my husband makes me watch things that are not necessarily in my comfort zone. So I like to expand and like see what else. Yeah, because otherwise you're just like stuck in one of what you can make. So I like to watch different things. And he was the one that showed me Serial Experiments Lane because I never watched it before.
Okay, so you saw that recently?
Yeah, I never thought it.
That's a horrifying thing to learn about and see recently.
I found it surprisingly modern. I was like, I was written this year. How is it from whatever year?
I've known about it for a long time. And every time I'm like, I should really watch that. It's only 13 episodes. And I'm like, yeah, but it'd be real sad about everything probably. I don't need that right now.
Sometimes it's good feeling to feel when you're watching something. It's if it's remade and it makes you sad, that was probably. So it was successful.
I totally agree. But I'm also the kind of person I have empathy. Mm-hmm. So what happens is like I don't just get like a little like it turns gray and goes bad.
Existential dread type of thing. Yeah,
one of my favorites of all time is Eureka 7. I gotta be careful watching that show because the middle just real sad times. Everybody's depressed. Everybody's almost dead. Nobody's talking about their feelings, and I'm just like, I wanted to go to bed now.
It's okay. You can just keep watching the good episodes that are happy, and then stop there.
And like eventually, it like out of it like a 50 episode arc where the middle is real long and sad is not good for my brain.
Yeah, no, I feel being an adult and having like so many adults, you're like, I can't have another one on my head. I gotta watch something happier.
Yeah. I need to watch the biggest garbage show that just exists. I need to I talked about on this podcast a bunch. I have moments where I'm just like, What's the worst coming out right now? I need to put it immediately in my face. Currently, that's a show on Netflix called Token Aki that I actually, as we speak, the most current episode of the podcast is that because it's just, there's not a single thing in the show that is original. If you've
Oh,
seen any kind of shonen action show, you will recognize it in there somehow.
really? Oh my God.
There's Naruto people just do to each other as if they are original.
Oh wow, that's
But
crazy.
then, like, this is a big problem and I just talked about this, and I'm now plugging my own podcast, but we'll get back to it in a second. There's this thing that has happened over, like, the arc of that really separates it from shoujo in that, like, in, like, Naruto and, like, in all the other shows, they put in
Mhm.
these gags that are, like, ecchi joke gags.
Mhm.
Then, which are fine, and, like, you're like, ugh, and you move on. But, like it's a telephone, they get misconstrued and get, like, this show where they can't seem to make a female character who is built like a normal woman,
Oh, I know. That's
and
so
it's just
frustrating.
like it's so sexist that once you see it, which
Mm.
does not take long, you're like, I can't. There's so many problems with this show. I have nothing else to focus on except for the nightmare.
Yeah, no, I understand. Sometimes my husband will show me like a TV show, and I'm like, I hate how they wrote female characters in this. I don't want to watch.
Yeah, and like you start to, does this guy hate? Like, what's
Um,
happening?
that's what it feels like.
Yeah, and actually,
So,
that's the thing I've always loved about your art. It's like and yes, I did a little research. Um, you talk about in your bio on your website that you want to celebrate good girlhood and, like, being a, like, young teenage girl and, like, kind of conspiratorial and all of the parts of that. Do you get any, like, what are what are your sections like? Because I know you read them because we talk in them.
yeah, well, no, actually, because I don't get much reach anymore, it's usually just really nice comments lately.
That's good. That makes good, actually.
No, I don't get it. Also, like, I'm just spread a positive message overall. It's not like a criticism of who isn't that way. It's just let's celebrate this thing that I really care about and that I want other women to feel comfortable about. So I found a lot of other people resonating with it and feeling happy. It's clearly not like a super popular, like it didn't get much traction because, but it's something that I found myself wanting to relive in a different way because when
Yeah.
growing up a teenager, and I feel like a lot of mainly women feel that way growing up. They feel like being a girl and being feminine is like, oh, I gotta be different, I gotta be cool, I gotta, like, seek a that detaches yourself from the idea of what a woman, like the feminine aspect of a woman is. That you can or embrace, you don't have to, but a lot of girls like me growing up rejecting that part of themselves. So for me, it's less about, looking back at years, but it's more about re-experiencing those years with the mindset of an adult that wants to accept herself for what she wants to be, instead of being like, I'm a grumpy teenager, I gotta be cool, and I gotta be, edgy. And I
I
felt
was
like
in New
I'm just
York and
like
I was walking behind. They looked like real goth, and I was just like in awe. I'm like, that you can make that choice. Like, you can just go out in platform shoes and, like, the
yeah.
most
Oh, I love
belts.
that. I love that too. It's just I don't think it was me. Like I can
Yeah,
appreciate it in other people, but like the message is embrace who you want to be and who you are. So for me in that case, because the that series of artwork is talking about me, it's about femininity and the girly side of being a girl. But for someone else it can be another thing. It's just, I found that resonated with the right people and it didn't get misinterpreted, luckily, because I was kind of worried about that. So
you,
yeah, that's it.
you were kind of about that a little.
I was worried about it because, the internet has um,
The
everything is
internet is
like,
almost exclusively full of assholes. I will admit, I think that way
yeah,
all the time.
yeah. So like talking about, you know, uh, I'm a being a girly woman.
Yeah,
I was worried that might be taken out of context and be like, this is the only right way to be a woman, and anybody else is messing up. But like, I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm like so over when I try to share actively a message and not just pretty artwork. I get so worried that it might be misinterpreted or taken the wrong way, even because I don't speak English as my first language. So I'm like, what if I worded it horribly and it sounds really mean and really like it's leaving out certain people, like, it's discriminatory way they don't want it to be. So I'm like, I thought of a way to phrase this and put it out there, and I'm glad it worked.
And I will say, like, thinking about it, like, I didn't really even about that perspective of it until I read your bio on your website. But because you define it positively, you don't give it the opportunity, and you never define like opposition to it. You don't make that space for that for like that badness, because so many people,
thank you.
they're like this, they frame it in a way that's like, this is the right way and this is the wrong way, and by defining the wrong way, you're like, you're giving people a fight with. I'm sorry, it's just true.
It's always worries on the internet. Everybody is a keyboard lion. Do you say that in English? We have this Italian, we call it keyboard lions, when they're like always attacking on the.
Yep.
But
I think the English thing is for that is trolls. Trolls, yeah. You've never heard?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
Thing, and we'll go into like, you can totally promote as much as you want. You can take another hour and just be like, here's all my life. But what are artists that you really like, that you follow?
Oh, it's so hard to choose a couple. So, like, clearly, Ilya Kushinov has been my favorite.
I love her. It's hilarious that she's slowly conning her way into animation. I think it's so funny.
Yeah. Another one that I really love is her name is Mommy Mog on Instagram. Okay. She makes this like, let me see if I have something from her. No, because it's on my phone, so I can't pick it up for you. She makes this like, I think she's an animator. She works on Sailor Moon movie. I think she's working on the next Magical Girl. I don't remember which one it is, but she lives in the space. Okay. She makes all these like super colorful girly eyes with the stars. Like, I love her work. It's like, it makes me the same way that I want people to feel when they look at mine. So it's always, like, a big inspiration for me. And I love Little. Familiar with Little Thunder? Okay. Oh my god, she's good. I just like, I have so many on my website. There's actually a section of my inspirations with all my favorite artists. So I like have them all in one place. You sound like you need to make the choice I made, and that is to get a digital picture frame that you can like hang and you can cycle through stuff. Oh my god, yeah. Because I don't have wall space. I don't know if you can tell. But fine, take it out of the studio, put it somewhere in the house. Be like, you don't space here. Yeah. No, we have so much art everywhere in our house. Yeah, I once again, I also have a setting amount of art, but like I part of the reason I piece from you is because I'm like, I need to think of hard about wall space now. Yeah, that's actually why I making smaller. Like, my prints aren't big. I noticed this problem with a lot of my friends and me as well. Like, I can't hang up a big thing. I need more space for more art. So to close this out, where can people find you? Promote your YouTube page. I know you recently looked at your YouTube page and were like, I have followers. What? Thank you. Yeah, you can find on Instagram. It's _eatslugs. I also have a, which is jessicaluna.me, where everything else is there. I am mostly on all social media with the same username. But yeah, everything is on the website, including my shop. We make stickers, we make postcards. My husband, we make some t-shirts. So there's merch. Otherwise, you can just enjoy my YouTube as well, where I just simply everything that I post on the other socials. But if you're a YouTube person, I'm also on YouTube. I think it is _eatslugs, or maybe just eatslugs, but everything is on my website regardless, so you can find me there. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. So thank you for joining me on the show, and you're welcome back anytime you want to come back. Seriously. Me. It was really fun. Totally. Huge thanks to Jessica Luna for joining me for an interview. And if you like the podcast, or this particular kind of episode for this podcast, I do want to do more of this stuff in the future. I
am starting to line some stuff up, but I don't want to say anything specific just yet in case stuff doesn't work out. But if you like the normal episodes of the podcast, be sure to, or don't know what those are, be sure to check those out. I seem to think they're fun too. I keep doing them. On that note, I have been Alex. This has been Bento Radio. And until next time, be sure to keep an eye out on bento-box.ghost.io for all in-between updates and where you can follow me otherwise, like Instagram or Blue Sky or Threads or any of those things. So, yeah. Talk to you next time.